All right, so Torian Rain made a video about this already, and he pretty much said everything, but I want to put my little 2 cents in on this because I actually played the game. I've been playing Mortal Kombat since I was 13 years old. So I want to give my little opinion on this really fast, all right? So, not black people, but white boys, because I'm not going to call them men because they're acting like babies. White boys are mad that Jax's ending, which I've seen now, okay? Because I've beaten his ending, okay? Is him basically ending slavery and him basically making a utopia for black people. A utopia where only black people exist. I don't see where that's a problem because they're not saying that they wiped out black. They're not saying that the black people wiped out white people. Jax basically is, created a utopia for only black people. So you could talk about Africa, minus the small percentage of Afrikaners there. You see, the thing that kills me about the so-called high IQ people, the dominant society, is it's racist if black people want to be around other black people. It's racist if black people want to have a society where there's no white people at all. Okay? That's racist, right? It's racist if a black man in slavery, even if it's if it's fiction, if it's a fictional narrative, they still have a problem with that. But these people have absolutely no problem continuously showing movies about slavery, pitching TV shows about slavery, romanticizing slavery, which I talked about before with that fucking Ancestry.com bullshit. But when it comes to a black man as the hero, when it comes to black people being together, when it comes to a black man putting an end to something that is really in history that oppressed our people, that's a problem for them. They call it woke. So when you're woke, that means you're against the white man. Because see, the white man doesn't like when he gets called out on his bullshit, but he's okay, perfectly fine, calling you out on yours. I've noticed this over the years, and I've noticed it as I've really, really paid attention. They don't like when you call them out on their shit, but they have absolutely no problem telling you what you are and what you've done and how you're racist when you're talking about stuff like this. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, common sense people who are like me, we understand that this is a fictional thing. We also understand that slavery wasn't fiction, but this is a nice little narrative they added to the game. Okay? Mortal Kombat is nothing but a game, it's nothing but fantasy. And a black man putting an end to slavery is fantasy, unfortunately, because he didn't put an end to it. He lived it alongside the black woman and the black children. Okay? But I think it's cool that he had an ending like this. I don't understand why these people have to always get upset. But then again, I can understand because they don't like seeing black people in positions of power. They don't like seeing black people getting along. They don't like seeing black people freeing themselves of the oppression that they put out there, that they are continuously oppressing you now. They don't like you to be free. They don't want you to be free. Why do you think they keep promoting interracial dating? Why do you keep they keep promoting all this shit that is bad for our community, and people who are weak-minded fall for it? It's pathetic that they get mad over shit like this. And Torian Rain also mentioned something I mentioned back in 2017 on my other channel that got taken down, that they were mad about the Mafia 3 video game that I have that I streamed on this channel 2 years ago. Okay? Because a black man, biracial black man, is killing white men, white mafia men, and then the KK members in the video game, which I played on the channel, so you guys know what I'm talking about if you see my stream, okay? They get upset over stupid shit, but we get upset over stuff that actually makes sense, that actually affects us. How is this video game affecting them? Is it affecting their manhood? Is it affecting their ego? Yeah, that's probably what it is. But there's nothing wrong with Jax's ending. It's all in good fun. It's a nice little ending for him. A nice little narrative, even though it's only, about a minute and a half long or so. It's cool. I think it's cool. But they just don't like when they're not included in things that we're included in. When we put our own things out there and they're not in it, they get mad. Perfect example before I leave. I made this example before when I told about another certain thing when they got mad about that. They didn't like the fact that Luke Cage, the very first season, had majority black people in it. Well, excuse me, because back in the 70s, 1972 to be exact, because I have the book, okay? Power Man, Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, whatever you want to call him, okay? He was in Harlem. Back then in the 70s, Harlem was strictly black. It wasn't gentrified like it is now. So there wouldn't be white people back then. And even though this wasn't a period thing where it took place back in the 70s on this particular show, it was like a modern day thing, you know, they got uncomfortable because they seen more black people on the cast than white people. There was only like one or two white people in that whole thing. They don't like when they're not included. We don't like when we're not included either, but people nowadays, a lot of black people don't give a fuck about being included in anything that they have going out there. Black people want to be left the fuck alone, but these people want to keep on fucking with them because they don't have nothing better to do. They can't steal ideas if they ain't fucking with you. They can't steal your women if they're not fucking with you. They can't warp the minds of our children if they're not fucking with you. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Torian Rain said it best, but I just want to give my little 2 cents on this thing. And I'm out. That's it. There's nothing wrong with the ending. They need to stop being little babies, get over it, and just understand that it's okay for a black man to have this kind of a narrative, okay? They want to turn it around and call it reverse racism if they said, what if one of the white characters decided to be a slave man? No. That's not going to fly. That's fucking stupidity. That doesn't even make sense that somebody would even have a fucking, an ending like that. Because as far as I know, there's no racist characters in that game. If there are, I don't know about it. But that shit they want to do, they always want to turn shit around. What if? No, there's no what if, motherfucker. There's no what if. Slavery was bad. And you, the motherfuckers, you, the dominant society, you're the ones who kept my people in captivity. It wasn't the other fucking way around. So you can't reverse this shit and say, what if? No, there's no what if, motherfucker. There's no what if at all in the story. All right? So I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you next time. That's my 2 cents. I'll talk to you again.